days less, 3 days less than 9 months, and it's great. And you know what? I believe totally in your freedoms. I do. Bree, you got to do what you have to do. But I recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccines. But you got, no, that's okay. That's all right. You got your freedoms. But I happen to take the vaccine. If it doesn't work, you'll be the first to know, okay?
And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. Revelation chapter 20, verse 10. Shabbat Shalom. We'll start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachakodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to Lord's elect, the house of David. Right, so Brother Aaron coming back at you with another lesson. Low and be edifying and uplifting to the elect. Straight to the point. All right, and we have an article here. This is just breaking news well, not really breaking news because this happened a few days ago, but it's still breaking, right? And it's all leading to the end time prophecy that we're waiting for. All right, which is the mandatory implementation of the MOTB. All right, now we get to enjoy a little bit because we're in those steps. All right, the last days, the steps that leads to the actual microchipping. I'm gonna just say it. All right. Now here, Mexico. I did a lesson on this a few months ago. All right, Mexico is taking the lead now. When you see a neighboring country going down this path, just know very well that eventually, in the next couple of months, you're going to be seeing these things here in America as well. All right. It says Mexico's biometric CURP now officially in use despite data security concerns. Okay. So it goes to show you that this is a global push, regardless of what people feel or think or say about these things. All right. These devils have a solution. They have an agenda, and whether it fits you or not, this is what's coming. Okay. And it's all biblical prophecy. Okay. So it says here, we're going to get straight to it. It says Mexico's biometric CURP. Now, CURP means it goes into, it's a data registration, right? Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. All right, CURP says CURP stands for Clave Única de Registro de Población, which translates to Unique Population Registry Code. Okay, Unique Population Registry Code sounds very much like radio frequency identification, right? Registry code, population registry is the same as your identity, all right? But it says unique, okay? That's the ID part, your unique identification. It's all biometrics, okay? It says it is an 18-character alphanumeric code used to uniquely identify citizens, right? So ID, and residents of Mexico for various administrative purposes. Okay, that's how it starts, but eventually becomes for everything, right? He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay, so everyone, it's a social, class. Also, all people in the social classes will be required to partake in this. Okay, it says it says identification. It says it uniquely identifies individuals within Mexico's national registry. Okay. And eventually that's going to be opened up for it to be, for Mexicans to be registered or / identified on the global scale, because everyone is a so-called global citizen now. Okay, it says administrative use required for various official procedures such as opening bank accounts, okay, buying and selling, registering vehicles, that's also buying and selling, applying for a driver's license, accessing healthcare services, all right, enrolling in educational institutions. So these are 5 major points that are necessary in today's society, at least, right? And if they're putting those requirements there, that's automatically a lot of people are going to be subject to this. They're going to do it, right? And then it goes into it, having a CURP is essential for accessing rights and services in Mexico. Okay, it functions similarly to a social security number, right, in the United States, ensuring that individuals can fully participate in legal and administrative processes. All right, so just think about that and understand that this is all part of the deception that this devil is using to bring about this MOTB. All right, you've heard it here many, many times. This is all leading to the mark of the beast. Okay, the radio frequency identification chip. All right. All right. So continuing, it says here, it says Mexico's biometric curb. All right. Once again, curb meaning what? The unique population registry code. Okay, it's a registry code. So Mexico's biometric registry code has become the country's official personal biometric identification, despite lingering concerns from rights advocates about data privacy and security. So in other words, they're moving full steam ahead. Okay, I believe they said by February it's going to be mandatory. But let's read. It says the national ID went into official use on October 16th. So that was what this month. Okay, just a few weeks ago, I think last week, right? And public and private sector institutions are now expected to accept it as the official identity for service access. Okay, here you have the real ID that they're trying to push. I know they tried to push it a few years ago, and then they pushed it back. And then they said by 2025, May of 2025, it will be mandatory. And here we are, about to be November, just a few more days to November. And, they still haven't been able to get it off the ground like they wish. But, again, eventually you're going to see that's why they're cutting all these benefits. Okay, because a welfare system is one of Esau's tactics he's going to use to bring the NWO, all right, welfare system. Okay, so you're seeing it build up, all right, through the UBI and so on and so forth, the universal basic income. Okay, and remember, it's going to work like almost like a pension plan, but it's ruled by the technocrats. They decide what you get and what you don't get based on your compliance status. All right, based on your biometrics, based on your social credit score. That will determine what you can and cannot get, how much can you get, and so on and so forth. Okay, so continuing, it says here, of course, your race is also going to play a role. All right, because remember, just think of how society is set up right now and think of it being digital. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be worse. It's going to be much worse. Okay, but so continuing, it says the national ID went into official use on October 16, and the public and private sector institutions are now expected to accept it as the official identity for service access. Mexicans who participated in a pilot are already receiving their IDs, the Yucatan Times reports. It quotes the head of the National Population Registry, RENAPO, Arturo Arce Vargas, as reiterating that the biometric curb is optional for a start. Okay? In the first quarter of next year, okay, precisely by the month of February, the biometric curb will become mandatory. That means you must have it. Just like Keir Starmer from the UK, had said just about a month ago, right? Keir Starmer, you go to that name, Keir Starmer means black star. Okay, so they coming, they letting it be known, what kind of spirit they're coming in. All right, the left-handed energy. Okay, as a matter of fact, let's get that real quick. All right, all these things that you're seeing, the prophet's been told you. We told you how these devils are going to get down. But you got people who still, got a comment yesterday talking about, if November come and we don't see none of these things happening, then y'all need to stop talking. Okay, you need to stop listening. That's what you need to do. You're not about to tell us to stop talking. You didn't hire us. You didn't put us on a job. Who the fuck is you to tell us to stop talking? All right. When it's time for us to stop talking, you're not going to see us on them videos no more. And you're gonna be wishing, damn, what? You be typing all those channels, you're not gonna find nothing. All right, you're not gonna find nothing. So let's get this real quick. There's a book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. It says, "And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders." Okay, so his coming, when you go into that word, the word coming, it says what? Perusia, all right, or parousia. It says presence, right? Let me see something here. It says here, coming, presence, okay, the arrival, right? But let's go into a little bit more and see if I can get a little bit on the root word, paramia, or piraimia, or piraimi. All right, it says here, to be by, be at hand, to have arrived, to be present, to be ready in store at command, right? So when you hear what these devils are saying, they're telling you that, look, we already have everything ready to go. All right, we are here. AI is here. Our agenda is pretty much here. Okay, and we're going to push forward with it, no matter what you say or how you feel about it. Okay, and eventually, remember, they want to get this newer order either, with consent or by conquest. Trump is not moving the way he's moving now because that's just how he feels about it. No, he's being commanded by the Spirit to move the way he's moving. Okay, because it's biblical prophecy. He must fulfill prophecy whether he likes it or yes. All right, because Trump is just a subject, ultimately to the Most High. Okay, and the Lord is using you as he sees fit. And he's revealing everything before he does, as is written in Amos 3:7. Surely the Lord God will do nothing, but he revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Okay, so the prophets always get an inside scoop before all hell breaks loose. And the inside scoop isn't for us to just sit on, but it's for us to go and tell the people, peradventure, actually for the elect, all right, for the elect to hear it, and they can repent and be ready, okay, for what's in store. All right, but the rest, they're going to doubt it because, the Lord didn't reveal it to them. The urgent matter isn't urgent enough to them, okay, until it hits their face. And then they're going to turn around and be like, oh, where you guys at? So it says, in the first quarter of next year, precisely by the month of February, the biometric curve will become mandatory. He adds, meaning that every citizen will be required to possess it in order to access services in the public and private sector. You hear that? He calls it all. Both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive. So that the receive is next. All right, the mark. The mark is next. After this shit, the mark is next. Okay? It says for now, the biometric curve is already a requirement for transactions, like access to medical services, which is important. Okay? Or it says, and patient records, bank accounts, opening and loans, immigration and naturalization procedures, social protection programs, and school registration. The biometric curve, which is a modernized biometrics-based version of Mexico's existing unique population registry code, has faced criticisms from several quarters since it was gazetted by the government in July. Yep, so that was when I did the lesson, right back in July. And it seems so far away, right? But remember, February is closer to us now than July was. Okay, we're at the end of pretty much November at this point. You got November, December, January, February. That's 3 months from now. You got July, August, September, October, November. That's 4 months ago. All right, so give or take, we're closer to this happening than we're removed from when it was announced. All right, so we're closer, man. It says some courts in the country even issued injunctions calling for a halt to its issuance in some parts of Mexico after complaints filed petitions. While the government has explained that the system is necessary, all right, the government is the one who's telling the citizens that it's necessary, not the citizens telling the government that this is what we want. You see, I thought that's what a democracy did, right? It's more of the people rule, right? They have representatives, right, who you vote for, and they get in there and they speak on your behalf. And, well, that's not the case anymore. Okay, that's not the case anymore. Now the government is the one telling you what to do. You serve the government. The government doesn't serve you anymore. Okay, it says here, while the government has explained that the system is necessary to protect people's identity and facilitate the search for missing persons, which is a common phenomenon in the country, critics say it would violate human rights if necessary safeguards are not in place. And you notice most countries that are pushing this AI thing, they're not really worried about regulations or safety, really, of the people. Protections of people's rights. They don't care about that because that's not part of the agenda. See, why would they even bring that up as a talking point if it's not part of the agenda, right? They actually hate it when people raise up those kind of points because the whole point is total control. Total control means you don't have rights, you don't have privacy, you don't have freedoms, how you think. Okay, that is the end goal. Look at China. You think people in China can protest anything? When they do, what happens to them? They're blacklisted. Okay? They're banned off of flights and travel bans, all kinds of different stuff that happens to them. Their bank accounts are closed. All right? They're posted on public in public spaces as a form of demonization and humiliation. Okay? That damn, you got your face posted on a train station and you standing right there and everybody looking at you like, oh, this guy here, and you ain't do nothing. You just want to be a human being and not be subject to this robotic ass way of living. All right, this whole ass way of living. You know what I'm saying? Being subject to a robot to tell you what to do, how to live your life. I mean, damn. Some of us are not going to be okay with that. So by raising your voice or rebelling against this system, you're going to get blacklisted. But eventually, it's not going to be just being blacklisted. You're going to be exterminated. All right, that's the word that keeps popping in my head because that's what's about to happen. Okay, exterminated. All right, they don't care about who you are, what you think. If you're a problem to the system, you're out of there, because ultimately this system enables them to be able to reach that goal of artificial immortality. They have everyone under control. And there's no sense of threat from the citizens. They can stay in rulership for as long as they want. Now, the only problem they'll have is eventually they die. See, so now they can fully focus on, being immortal as gods on this earth, just being wicked all day, all night, right? So they don't even have much time left, man. So anyone who's going to be in their, try to cross them over, you're going to face some dire consequences. Okay, some dire consequences. Hence, you have the beast system, very ferocious, unforgiving. Okay, draconian, right? Draconian, going into harsh penalties for very, petty crimes. Petty things that are not even looked at as crimes. You're going to be facing all kinds of harsh judgment for. All right, things that you can do today freely, that is acceptable, soon will not be acceptable. All right, and you'll be facing, threats to your life. Okay, imprisonment, fines, all kinds of stuff. All right, it says, while the government has explained that the system is necessary to protect, we read that. It says, given that the CERP involves face, fingerprint, and iris biometrics collected from citizens, cybersecurity experts have called on the government to put in place appropriate measures to guarantee data protection. Why don't they have that to begin with? Huh? Why don't you have that to begin with? It's like having a dangerous animal, right? Let's say you go to Africa somewhere, you go grab a lion, right? And then you bring him to a city, right? You bring him to a city, where there's mad people, right? Small spaces to live in. It's very congested, right? And then you just say, oh, he's just going to live in my apartment, right? What happens when you leave the door open and the motherfucker goes out, right? You left your door open and the nigga went out. What do you think is going to happen? His natural instincts are going to kick in. Why? Because he's going to react based on the reception he's going to get. Oh shit, there's a line in the city, in the streets. People will automatically bug out. And by them bugging out, it'll kick in his natural instincts to chase. And when he chases, he's grabbing necks and throats, and you're out of there. And now you're in trouble. So that AI system that's coming in is like the lion that's coming in without any safeguards, any limitations to it. It can just roam free. And when it roams free without any safeguards to stop it from doing anything that it wants, meaning you didn't put no chain around his neck to pull him back if he tries to, go after some old lady passing by who got spooked because she saw a lion in an unexpected area, right? So she jumps. And if you don't have a chain around that damn animal's neck to pull him back, to anchor him, he's going to grab that old lady and she out of there. And now the blood is on your hands. See, but Esau is not going to take accountability and responsibility for AI going rogue, right? Even when you got all these AI scientists saying, yo, you must have regulations. You must put a stop to this artificial general intelligence and all these different things, right? I believe one of the co-founders of Apple, is it Steve Wozniak? It might be him. He came out, I think, a few days ago, and he was saying that, yo, we must put a stop to this AI general super intelligence thing that's going on. We must stop it while we still can, because the consequences of this thing reaching its full potential are dire. All right, and it's not going to benefit the human race. All right, so yeah, you create your own killing device. Hey, that's why scriptures describe these devils as the man of sin, right? The son of perdition, meaning destruction. That's all he does, man. All right, that's all he does. So your best work of your hands is something that's to destroy. All right, damn, bro. Anyway, so continue. It says, so it says they didn't put any in place appropriate measures to guarantee data protection. All right, like I said, the reason why they're creating this is so that they can get around any protections, so you can get into your data. All right, anything that stops them from reaching, getting your biometric data, all right, they're gonna, jump over that hoop, that hurdle. Okay, that's the whole point of this technology here, and ultimately that device, the RFID device. Okay, once you have it, ain't no privacy. Ain't no privacy. Okay, you got to forget about that. All right. It says last month, the biometric card was linked to a secure digital ID platform to facilitate authentication. All right. Literally, people need to be authenticated. All right. And that had happened to me last week. I was working with a customer and then, services weren't working. So we had to call the service center. And when we called them, they said, who am I speaking to? And the customer had to, speak because it's all through authentication. It starts with a voice, right? They tell you, your voice is going to be used as a, authenticating who you are, authenticating who you are, and so on and so forth. So he says his first and last name, and then the guy asks him, okay, there's another step. What is your PIN, your 4-digit PIN? And he's like, I don't know that. He's an old man. He's like, 4-digit PIN. Where am I going to get that from? And he's like, okay, well, what's your security question? What's the answer to your security question? And he's like, security question. I don't know any of these things. Like, I don't have any information on these things, right? So then the guy says on the phone, he says, I'm sorry, sir, that we can't authenticate you. We can't move forward with. And the guy goes, he says, hold on. You got my first and last name. What else do you need? Like, isn't that, my name is on the account. I'm the account owner. You're speaking to me directly on the phone. You got my voice. I gave you my name and everything that I have for you. All I'm asking for is the service that I have. I had it before. You motherfuckers told me that it's going to be cheaper now. So you went ahead and changed it. And now you're telling me, basically, I don't have the channels that I asked for. All the things that I wanted, I'm not getting it. And now I got to pay extra to get it back. I had it before. It was fine. You changed it. And now I got to pay to get it back. Okay, you already screwing me. But now you're telling me I can't even get that because you can't authenticate me? So it's a whole complex shit right there. So then I say, do you have any siblings or somebody young that we can reach out that may have information that, may be helpful? He said, yeah, my grandson. So we call the grandson, he's working. So he's like, oh yeah, email. This man doesn't know what an email is. He's old. He doesn't know what an email. He doesn't have an email address, but his grandson pretty much does all these things for him, as an assistant. But him not being there became an obstacle. So we had to call him. Hey, they're going to send you an email of confirmation, You read it back to us. We read it to the guy on the phone. It's just a whole back and forth just to authenticate this guy who's standing right there. You see? And that's just a human being on the other line. But his job is, I cannot proceed until we go through these authentication processes. So it's a block. Even if I'm talking to you and I know it's you, I hear your voice, you give me all the information I need, but the system doesn't allow me to proceed until we finish the actual authentication process. You see? So you as a customer, you're going to be frustrated. You're going to be like, yo, F it, whatever you need. And that's what Esau wants. You notice they're doing all this. My bank that I use, they had a feature on the app where it was called account preview, where instead of logging in every time just to check your balance or whatever it is that you had to do, you could just swipe and then it shows you your balance. About a month and a half ago, they took that feature off. So every time I have to log in to check my balance or do anything, I actually have to put in my name and password. I have to do it every single time. Okay, if I want to put Easy Pass, if I want to load it up, my Easy Pass, whatever the case, and I want to load it up, previously you just click on it and then it opens up for you. You don't have to put in your name and password, all that stuff. Now, you have every time you log in, you have to of course, put your username and password, and then it'll ask you, should we send you a code through your text message or your email? And then you go through that step for them to send you a code to your phone, and then you type in that code into that space, and then you'll be able to open up your EasyPass to load it up. So literally like 2-3 steps that you got to take in order to just do something so simple. And it's all done by design. Okay? Because I remember, I forget who exactly said this, but he said, basically the importance of having this biometric stuff is it makes life so seamless. He said, are we not all tired of having to go through all these authentication steps? I said, oh, you devils are purposely doing this to make people frustrated enough where the easy solution will be better. The convenience. Just have the C-hip, just scan it, and boom, everything opens up for you. Because you don't need to authenticate. It's already authenticated by you being you. Right? You having that C-hip in your body shows that it's you. There's no other way around it. You see, that's a unique identifier. Like, we can't mistake that. We don't need you to prove that it's you anymore, because by you scanning it, it shows that you already have it. That's you. That's who you are. You see? So that's the end goal. All right. And they're going to, trust me, all these companies are following suit. Soon you're going to see it. Everything you do, you're going to have to go through multiple steps just to verify who you are in order to use it. It's going to be so annoying. But if you have the digital ID, you just type it once, boom, you're done. You're good. You see? It knows who you are. You just scan your face and wow, everything is open for you. You see? That's the biometrics part that they want people to get comfortable with. You see? Instead of typing in a passcode and then wait for a verification code and then type it back in, to just open your phone and unlock it just so you can use it. Apple and Samsung and all, they're all going to do that. They're going to say, oh, it's easier to just scan your face and your phone opens. It's unique. Nobody else can open your phone or find your password somewhere and type it in, or look at your hands while you're typing it and then kind of figure out how to unlock your phone. Like, bruh, I don't want your phone that bad. Like, the content in your phone is not that deep, that necessary, that I got to go that extra mile to look at your fingers and see where you type in, to figure out where your passcode is to open up your phone when you're not there. I'm not doing all that. Ain't nobody got time for all that. But yet it's an advertising tactic. Oh, your security. Oh, the convenience. Oh, how fast things are going to be working. It's all stupid shit. Okay? It's all stupid, dumb shit. And they're just playing off the emotions and the feelings of the people. All right? So, yeah. Going back, let's finish this last paragraph here. It says, last month, the biometric curb was linked to a secure digital ID platform to facilitate authentication. And the government has also engaged in a contract to secure cloud services for the biometric identity system as part of data security measures. Okay? So, yeah, man, Mexico is a bordering country, bro. And America does trade with Mexico. Okay? So imagine in the next couple of months, Mexico comes out with their mandatory shit in February. You got March, April, May, June. 4 months later, America comes out with their shit. Okay? And then it becomes a 666 kind of thing, where June 6, 2026 is like, yo, we're officially coming out with this. Or May 1st, 2026, or July 4th, 20, whatever. All right? But 2026, you're going to see them push that digital ID heavy. Some places are going to be mandatory. You're going to see. All right? And if this SNAP benefits thing go on for a little bit longer, where they're going to get the people exactly where they want them, starting November 1st, if you got maybe after November 1st, you got another 6 weeks of people stressing and not having food. And oh, yeah. You're going to get them with a system of pledging. Come pledge your ID to us. Come do this biometric shit. You want food? Well, here you go. We can give you the food. See what I'm saying? We're going to ration it, but at least you get something. We got to prove who you are first, though. See, how many people are you claiming you're coming with? Oh, they all got to be registered too. Okay, all right. If you're not doing that, find your way around. Go the other way. Go find some food someplace else. Okay. Oh, you still got a house to live in? Oh yeah, Section 8. Guess what? We coming for that too. We regulating all these things. Government can't fund these things no more. So, you're being evicted. You can't be homeless because Trump, he's going to come scoop you up. So you can't be homeless now. All right. So you better find a place to be. Oh, by the way, yeah, we got a infectious disease going rampant. So you can't have more than, 2 people in the house. Yeah, anything more than that, it could cause a problem. We're going to come into homes and make sure people are healthy and safe. All right. Yeah, your children. Oh, yeah. The state is going to be coming into, regulate. Make sure that your children are safe and they're not being mistreated. If that's the case, we're going to have to separate. We're going to have to take your kids away from you. You engage in some very dangerous rhetoric online, and it's a harmful environment that you're festering with the children here. So we're going to take them away from you, and then you're going to come with us. And once we're solved with the issue, you'll be on your way, and you never come back. All right, you never come back. Okay, but yeah, I just want to bring this out real quick. This is the climate. Okay, this is the energy. This is the times we're in. Okay, so just understand that the days are definitely evil. Let's get that real quick. Right, it's the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 1, and I mentioned this yesterday that we don't have much time left. All right, really, the world doesn't have much time left, and these devils know that. And based on how they're moving, that should also give you a sense of urgency that we also, we're definitely close to the end of this thing. Okay, this is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 1. It says, "Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them." All right, so right now, if you still can, seek the Lord. Seek the Lord, seek the Lord, seek the Lord. Because very soon you're going to look for him, but you're not going to be able to find him. Okay? And it's going to be a time of calamity. The time where you need him the most, you're not going to be able to find him. So get your security blanket now, because you're going to need it. Shit's about to get cold out here. Okay? Ephesians 5 verse 16 says, "Redeeming the times, because the days are evil." Okay, so just a little bit, as a matter of fact, let's start with a little bit here. Ephesians 5 verse 15 says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise." Okay, circumspect meaning looking around. Circum meaning around, and spectly or spec goes to what? To look, spectate. All right, spectacles. All right, so to look around. All right, not as fools, but as wise, right? Because a prudent man is the one who looks around. He sees the evil to come and hideth himself. Okay, but the fool walks on and is punished. Okay, so we walk on as, but not as fools, but as wise. Right, being prudent. Right, redeeming the times. Right, making the most of the time, because the days are evil. Okay, the days are evil, man. All right, well, yeah, I'm gonna leave it off there. Lord willing, you're edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachakodash, the Wadi Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. Until next time, Shalom.